All right, Joe W. Brister, we've talked about buffing, talked about our grinder safety, how to cut it and all that. Let's talk about now how you actually make your fit. We have prepped our coupons. We've made a good cut so we don't have all this alligator dips and gouges in it. We cleaned it up, got the lip filed out of it. There's several ways to space this. This right here is an old timer's way. This is one of the first ways I was ever showed for a production pipe offshore on a platform to put a space. These clear lenses are about a 1/16 thick. A nickel is about a 1/16 thick, okay? And the general rule of thumb is when you're facing this, you put this landing here, this flat spot on your nipples. You need that flat spot because if you don't have it, the heat of that stick rod is so forceful and so hot, it'll just gut it. TIG welding is very mild and you can turn it down, so we use a sharp edge with it, but not with this stuff. The rule of thumb in general is whatever thickness face you put, that's the space. Whatever the space, whatever the face, whatever the face, the space. Now there's not written in law, there's not a law about it, but generally that's gets you pretty close. So they showed me to take these clear lenses, and I've used 4 new ones for you, but we would break them in half and you could put them here. Now here I have one here, like a crow's foot, kind of like when you do TIG work, and one in the back. And that's going to give me about a 1/16 space. And you can come up here and kind of show what it looks like, getting close to it. That's the space that you get. If I want to make this space a little bigger, I take this one in the back out, and that has opened this up just a tad more. So I just have the 2 in front now, one out of the back. Get a little more space, okay? So that's an old time way to do it. And these things will knock out. They don't get stuck in there because they're plastic. You just take something and knock them out. The other way is I have this banding material. I've had this forever. If you ever worked offshore, Gulf of Mexico, lay barges, when they send pipe out on a barge, it is lashed down. It's not tied down with rope, it's tied down with this banding material. It goes across the pipe and it's cinched up and it's got a clamp. This is really a perfect space, particularly for 1/8 fabrication. And one time I had about 30 of these and I've given them away over the years. So I can take these and I can put them like this. I'm going to tack in my seam, which you should. That's what you would do, okay? Now before we get ready to tack this, the thing you want to do too is you want to feel for your high-low inside. You do that with your hand. And you want to get it where it's pretty even all the way around. If you've got a little bit of mismatch, you kind of split it up. And if it's a really bad place, if you can, put your bad place on the top, somewhere on the top. Because gravity will make that bead soak in better there, and you're more able to burn it out, particularly for a test where you're going to have to bend that ruler, perhaps, something like that. But we got a pretty good fit here now. And this is a little tighter than the other one, okay? Now, I can do it this way. I can take and put one right here. So that kind of props it up on an angle, and that gives me more space. The back is down, and the mouth opens up some more. So I just got a little more space. Or I can take and I can mash my finger like this on it. Can do things like that, okay? These are factory spacing bands, and you guys in Canada, you're probably familiar with these. This is A-line pipe tools out of Canada. This one is a 1/8, comes with a little handle, and I can space it with this. This one is a 332. So you can use those. A lot of different ways to do it. But you want to get the space you want, and you want to get the face you want, okay? You want to get the high-low out, and then you want to put 2 tacks is what I like. I want to tack this one first, and on 12 inch, you want about 1.5 inch tack. Even on smaller pipe, you don't want anything less than a 1 inch tack, okay? You got a little stubby tack, and it's ugly, it's hard to tie into, and you don't need that. You want, on this, about 1.5 inch tack. Put one here, then you would space it up in the back to get the space you want, tack it, grind your tacks, particularly the knots, because that way your spacing tool is going to make that pipe move easier. That's the trick to being able to space without beating and banging. The knot on your tack is the strong place. Knock it down before you start spacing, and it'll be very easy. And this pipe will spring. Even if it's tight, I can spring this side and put another one on this side, and it'll spring. In a minute, or tack it.